Chapter 3, Section 3.2, Multiplication and Division of Decimal Numbers. Most of the time you'll be using your calculator, but here's the process to do it manually. For multiplication, multiply the two decimal numbers as if they were whole numbers and ignore the decimals. Then you're going to count the number of decimals in the number being multiplied, the total number, and count off that many places for the decimal in the answer. So as an example, 3.2 times 0.41. So ignore the decimals and just multiply 32 times 41. That equals 1,312. Now let's count the decimal places. There's one decimal in 3.2 and there are two decimals in 0.41. That's three total decimal places. So you're going to, from the right, count three decimal places and place the decimal between the 1 and the 3. So your final answer is 1.312. Division is very similar to division of whole numbers. 6.8 divided by 1.7 can also be written as 6.8 over 1.7. To divide decimals, use the following process. Step 1, you're going to write the divisor and the dividend in standard log division form. Then you're going to shift the decimal point in the divisor, the bottom number, outside the long division sign to the right to form a whole number. Step 3, you're going to shift the decimal point in the dividend, the top number or the number under the long division sign, the same number of decimal places that you shifted the divisor decimal. Now place the decimal point directly above the decimal in the dividend along the division sign, and then divide as you would with whole numbers. So let's do an example. 6.8 divided by 1.7. The 6.8 goes under the long division sign and the 1.7 goes outside the long division sign. So you need to make the 1.7 a whole number. You need to move the decimal one place to the right to make it a whole number. So you're going to move it and make that 17. Now, since you moved the decimal point one place to the right for 1.7, you need to move it one place to the right for 6.8. So that makes it 68. So now your division problem is 68 divided by 17. Now divide the same as you would for whole numbers. Make sure you pay attention to where the decimal is in the number, and you divide it, and the answer is 4. So here's an application. A certain thickness of sheet glass weighs 1.53 pounds per square foot. How many pounds would 4 sheets weigh if they were each 7.5 square feet in size? Try this yourself before you look at the number, turn off the video, and then we'll go through the solution. This problem requires multiplication of 3 numbers. It doesn't matter what order you multiply. Remember the commutative property. So first, multiply 4 times 7.5 to get the total size of the glass. Then you're going to multiply that answer by 1.53 to get the total weight. So first, 4 times 7.5. Remember, multiply without regard to the decimal first. 4 times 75. Then you're going to count the decimal places. In this case, there's one decimal place. And then place the decimal in the answer. 4 times 75 equals 300. There's one decimal place. So one decimal place in from the right. The answer is 30.0 or 30. Now multiply 1.53 times 30. So you're going to multiply 153 times 30, which equals 4,590. There are two decimal places in 1.53. Move the decimal in 2 places from the right to get an answer of 45.90 pounds of weight. Another application, an application of division. How many pieces of plywood 0.375 inches thick are in a stack 30 inches high? To solve this, we need to divide 30 by 0.375. So we first have to make 0.375 a whole number. To do that, we move the decimal 3 places to the right to make it the whole number 375. Now we have to move the decimal in 30 3 places to the right, the same number you moved it for 0.375 to make that 30,000. Now your problem is 30,000 divided by 375, which equals 80.